the bars. Do you want to talk about it for a sec? Or you can use that headset. So I can see the camera poking out behind there.
Yeah, Jake doesn't seem to be making much progress there. Waiting on the ship?
Which way is the ship going right now?
Northeast.
Ship is stopped right now. Just kind of waiting for the swing.
If you put,
there's our camera.
could probably put Atalanta, maybe one to the north.
10 meters.
Yeah. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah.
Bridge nav. Can we have 10 meters north, please? Thank you.
Can we look at the flange pole while we're waiting? Got enough leash? I didn't see it yesterday.
What did I miss about bars, Major?
Monica was asking us about it.
Oh.
Yeah, what is it? We've got what BAR stands for. Benthic,
Asparagus.
Yep, resistivity. That's on my list of cannot say words. So, you know what, rather than embarrass myself further,
Okay.
could you take it over? What's a BARS?
Well, it's not an autonomous instrument. It's a cabled instrument that was developed by the University of Washington, and it has 3 sensors on it. One is for
That's a cool view of the flange pole.
resistivity,
Yeah, it is.
which is how much opposition there is to the flow of current.
I wonder if you get a better view with cinema cam.
So I think they're attempting to ascertain the composition of the ions and the dissolved minerals in the water by how conductive the water is by passing a alternating current through it and measuring how much of that signal is picked up by a pair of electrodes. There's also a temperature sensor, which is a thermocouple.
Yeah, it is. That's too bad. You have an iris. You have an iris spec there for the EV control.
I've never gotten it to do anything.
It should be 3 clicks one way or the other.
Are the downlights on?
No,
Oh.
they're off.
When
can
you press
try
the
one.
button, it does something. Oh, there we go.
I just turned some lights on.
Is that you or me?
That was me. Yeah, that's not working for me.
And there's a third sensor on the bars which measures EH, which all I can do is quote from the manual as the oxidizable nature of seawater.
I think it would be a Zeus shot.
And with those 3 properties and a reference sample at the beginning and end of the deployment, they can kind of bookend the water.
I'm going to turn off the downlights, and if I'll tilt up a bit.
Properties at the beginning and end of the deployment and use the electrical measurements from the bars in between to infer when certain changes took place.
There you go, Dan. That's the shot.
There's a money shot.
Now this is more interesting than what I have to say, so I'm check it out.
It's hard because all of our lights are and cameras are geared to look in front of us or down. They're not really set up to look up. You get a little hint of the flange pole. It's beautiful. Thanks, Jake.
Is that a fish under there?
I don't know where you're talking about.
The lowest one, there's like a little white, no, sorry, the middle one, according to your view. Yeah, right where your finger would be if you stuck it straight out. Is there a fish right next to that?
Well, there's something, yeah.
May we have a zoom?
Two flange poles there. You can see the lower one venting up into the upper one.
You mean in the shadow, Monica?
Yeah, I do. In the shadow, there's a little wiggly white something or other.
Bent fish, as I call them. Unidentified fish.
Would it be possible to have a zoom on that fella? Or creature?
I don't see it.
That?
Below you.
Oh, there we go. Well, of course, now that we get closer, it's becoming less and less fishy and more
Rocky.
rocky, exactly.
Oh, there he is, a little
There's
black
something
guy.
there. Looks like an eye or something.
Lots of cool stuff down here.
Yeah, when you get close and zoom in, it's a whole different.
No, I think it could be a rock.
It's just absolutely amazing.
Cool rock anyway, Monica.
You
All
know,
right, can we make our way over to the camera?
Roger. Thanks for the detour. Atalanta's got
Quiet on
maybe
the-
a
yeah, thanks.
few more meters to swing in, but tilting down.
thanks for that. That's a little indulgence for me.
The man, the myth, SFM is joining us.
So there's a question here in the chat just as we wait.
They're probably yours.
About how we get the signals to the ROV. And the ROV Hercules is fully cabled. So there's a cable from the ship to the ROV that gives the ROV everything it needs: power, direction, control, communication.
Power and telemetry, that's all we need.
Power and telemetry, there we go.
The telemetry comes through a single mode fiber. One little hair-thin piece of glass, 7,000 meters of it.
Thanks, Dan.
I think we're gonna wanna come around if we can and land on the, we gotta come around and land in our little perch there in front of the platform.
In front of the camera platform?
No, the platform, the grating.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I think if we land there, we'll clear this grating off first. Step
gonna
one
have
of our mission.
Come around to your left.
Oh, left side here, sorry.
Yeah. We might have to do one more ship move there.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. See how we look here.
This grotto shelf is looking emptier by the day.
You want
Had-
one more step north?
2 pigs on it yesterday.
I think actually we're all right.
Okay.
I'm trying to work out.
Just kind of wrapped around this.
It's also getting smaller.
As it erodes.
Yeah.
I can't see because the smoky. I think we need to be to the northwest. Is that right? Yeah.
For Atalanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, be aware of the RAS PPS overhead hazard for your
Yeah.
tether.
Yeah, we're wrapped around it at the moment.
This is the Norbit's sonar screen here on this side.
Yeah,
That's really cool, eh?
yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta use this one.
Okay. Do you want that ship move? You want northwest?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Bridge nav? Can we have 10 meters 315, please? Thank you.
So good morning for those of you who are just tuning in. We are currently diving at Main Endeavour Field, and we're kind of perched on the edge of our equipment. We're gonna find a camera, do some replacements, but just doing some discussions and changing things around.
Yeah, I think our goal here is to clear off this grading of some of our other equipment.
Heading.
Now, can you tell us, why does it say Misha on the back of the
Thank you.
plug?
That's because we sometimes write dog names on the back of our ODI connectors. And
Okay.
Misha is a dog.
I see.
I think if there's enough room, what we want to do is pick this assembly up and maybe place it right where Herc is sitting, or there,
Roger.
if it'll fit.
Are you wrecked back, Jake? Are we zoomed out?
I am right back.
Can we go wide on the Zeus?
Before we attack that assembly, maybe we should grab this disc.
Roger.
So I would assume we put dog names on the back of these because they're otherwise identical, self-similar. Gotta know who we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was in the days before we did better.
That disc is bolted on?
I have no idea.
Looks bolted on.
Did you bump it?
No, not yet.
Yeah, looks like bolts right there.
Yep, okay, forget the disc. Oh. Yeah, it must. Yeah, there's some play in the bolts, that's fine. So we'll leave the disc. I'm assuming they won't interact with the, I don't know. I don't know what the disc is for.
So you want to just up this platform and drag it off, eh?
Yeah, you might be able to get it by, yeah, you can get it there as well. Or by the monkey's fists.
I'm going to grab it by the triangle so I have control of it. Otherwise it will spin.
Sure, and we'll just keep an eye on this cable and this cable.
Roger.
Did you guys find a spot? You want to go look around?
A little tiny bit of looking around.
Yeah.
Fabio's concerned that I think we've looked at this for a long time here. And basically, and this one's sort of dying out too.
Yeah.
So
we might be able to reach where the bars, where we had put the pigs.
Well,
in sort of behind the bead.
That's what I'm thinking, is that either up this way, which is a little bit newer up here, or that we know that this is brand new here, this whole thing. That piece that grew up over bars. So if we get a couple of screenshots, we're not deploying the camera right now, we're just recovering it.
Yeah.
So, but we want to have a good idea where we're going to go, where we can put this thing, and we have that right in front of us now.
Yeah.
We could actually go around, depending on our timing, and see if it fits anywhere.
Yeah, it might be easier to move with the Tempo Mini on it. I don't know.
The whole operation might be easier with Tempo Mini on, but it won't stick to Tempo Mini, right?
No, it just sits loose. It doesn't latch.
It's got like little 2-inch kind of legs. It doesn't latch. It just got pointy legs that jam. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
It'll latch if it didn't want to latch. If you want it to latch, it's going to come right out.
Yeah.
It doesn't lock. It doesn't slide. Yes. So it's just got pointy things so it doesn't need it, is the other point. But it's 4-legged, which means it's a pain in the arse.
Touch the.
You can just sit there
Mustang.
with his pointy legs like the pig does, and you can roll around.
When you zoom out.
Oh, did it?
Yes, please.
But that they were steel. Aren't these titanium?
Yeah.
It's titanium and Delrin, I believe.
Yeah, and it had spent 10 years down there, so it's
Yeah, I don't think
proven.
it'll.
Might not
Well, why
need
don't
the
we?
grading.
We'll clean the grading. We'll leave the grading, and we'll go have a look.
Yes.
Okay.
If we want to do that now, that's perfect with Fabio's here.
Yep.
And we'll take a couple of screenshots.
Yep.
Fabio's suggestion. We'll send it off to anybody that's interested, which I don't know who this yet, so I did not.
Dan, that's excellent.
Yeah, I'm going to push you back just a bit, Jake. Okay, are you stable still?
Yep.
And you didn't even bump the gas tank.
I did bump the gas tight.
Push me out.
I barely bumped the gas tight.
Yeah, I kissed it. Didn't bump it.
Okay, are you stable there?
Until you push me off again. Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah.
I'm going to push you again.
So AJ, when we talk about cleaning the grading, you mean taking all the stuff off of it? We're not gonna get a
We're not going to T-boss the grading, no.
No celebrity appearances this time, no
No,
T-boss.
sorry. So the other thing, Dan, that we'll have to do, or front row, is clear this cable. I don't know if you can reach it from here with the craft, but maybe getting the arm and pulling it in this direction such that this comes free.
If Jake nudges his porch up to that platform, I can reach it.
And the idea is that if
Slide
this
left
cable sits on the outside of that a little better, then we can land the Tempo Mini in there without worrying about crushing this cable.
Roger.
I don't know what we're going to do about that weight.
Hey, that's one of our weights.
Do you want it back?
Yeah.
Can you reach?
Are you happy?
Yep.
No. And I don't have to hold this laptop. What fun is that? That's my workout for the day. I'll complain both ways. That's what you've learned. All right, that's good, Dan. Yeah. Yeah. If it's yeah where it is, that's perfect.
It was starting to move the parking platform.
Yeah, I saw. Perfect.
That was the RAS PPS.
The Alvin
connector?
weight. That was the RAS PPS connector.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll slide. If we can slide it off the platform.
Yeah, if I can reach it.
Maybe slide it to the right. Now that the platform's clear, we could go and sit on it as well.
What am I touching with my arm there? Just a monkey fist?
Yeah, but I don't know if that monkey's fist is sitting over top of the gas tank, or if my perspective is. No, the monkey's fist is much bigger than the gas tank, so it must be further away. Yeah.
Can you give me that 3 inches between just scoot forward till you touch the yellow grating there?
Let's just be mindful of the connectors, or like the cables that are sitting off of the yellow grating, not to pinch them. Right, the porch is under them, so you're good.
Is that it? Stable?
Stable.
Will we also recover this grating?
No, the grating is going to possibly act as the base. Can you grab it now that it's angled towards you?
I might be able to, yeah.
The grating was the base of the original Tempo Mini, and then that's what we had recovered a few years ago. Ifremer has refurbished it, and we're planning on deploying it later this cruise, so we're simply making space for it on its original platform. I don't really know what we want to do with this. Maybe, can you just put it down here? I don't think we want to take it anywhere in particular.
Roger.
What is that?
It's an old Hercules weight that sometimes gets used for ballast. So likely when we were carrying the RAS PPS or something heavy, we had to eject one.
It's known in the trades as an Alvin weight.
But it came from Hercules.
Yeah, we use, there's several of these rigged up on Hercules underneath the porch, and we use them as, same as Alvin does, as a drop weight.
I don't know if you can look to the right in your main camera if you'd like to, but it's hard to see how close we are to the other camera. I don't want to drop this on that.
Yeah, me either. I'm gonna stick it down here underneath the grate.
Really nice job up there, Dan.
Okay.
Okay.
There's
what?
one more something on the grate. Looks
Yeah,
like a
it's
pull
a
pin.
pull pin. Yeah, go for it.
Right.
Make it nice and clean.
What are we doing after this?
After this, we're going to unplug the camera, and we're going to reposition the camera back at the bead bags where we did our hose cut earlier.
Okay. The camera that's to our right?
Correct, yeah.
Roger.
And actually before that, we're going to have a little looky-loo to see what site around here might be suitable for future camera placement. We won't go far, it'll all be on this shelf.
Okay.
Lynette, just before we recover the camera, if we can get another position.
Sure.
Yeah, just when we're ready to do that. Thanks.
Sounds good. I don't love the position of Atalanta right now.
Me neither.
It's like kind of right over the top of the peak, and the RAS floats are between us.
Yeah, well, I think we're done here. We can come out of here. Is that right, AJ?
We want to sort of look around at some of the rocks around here to see where the new camera's going to go, but you can definitely pick up and sort out your your tether now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's wrapped around our tether's over the RAS float.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead and sort that out.
Roger. And Atalanta's in the smoke, so we can't see Herc.
Yeah, I'd love to move Atalanta to the east, get it out of the smoke, and hopefully not have our tether over those floats.
Roger. I'll let Jake come up here and make sure we're clear before we move.
Yep.
That's you like that? Is that what you're pointing at? We're gonna go look at it.
I keep trying to move the green box.
Yeah, I'm just writing to the people that might be interested that we're doing this right now, and they're in France, so it's actually a good time. Just before they, it's like 3 o'clock.
Okay, well we'll get over there soon. Yeah.
Fabio and I were thinking maybe this way, because we know that this grew about 2 meters within the last 3 or 4 years, and something up here. So you can see there's 2 spots here.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. Could I take a shot of that somehow? I don't know how to make it's timer start, but I don't know how to take a single shot.
This is take photos here.
Shoot one at least now.
But we don't necessarily have access to these photos right away.
Yep, I see it. I see
That's
it.
a
I'm
problem.
coming back down. You're gonna have to come up and clear yourself out of there. Maybe come back around.
That would be a good shot there to send.
Yeah, hang on. We got a bit of a thing we have to work through here.
Come back around to your left and come up. Same way you came in.
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
What?
The photo.
It's on a computer. We just can't pull it up right now.
Right.
You can always take your phone out.
Good idea. Perfect. Didn't think of that. Didn't bring the phone. Must have bought the phone.
If you want to take photos, I can then send them.
We missed it.
Yeah, we're going back there though, Steve. And there's also C-Tube. I mean, this dive's available on C-Tube.
If I put...
You can see C-Tube right away. It should be on the quad view. Yeah, it looks like it is on the quad view.
You're gonna have to come back down and then come to your left.
Video, can you confirm that the upper cinema cam, the 180-degree one, the wide field one, is streaming out on Nautilus Live?
Yes, it is.
Perfect, thank you. And the Norbit is as well?
Yes.
Okay, so they can see the quad there, so they can see all 4 of those pictures.
Keep an eye on it.
That's not on C-Tube, you're right. Okay, we still got like okay shots in here.
Whew.
Now you can come around. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Good work, guys. That was
Okay. So can we stay above that, and then I put in a ship move to the east?
yes, yeah.
Thank you. Bridge nav.
There's no drama.
Can we have
micro
15
drama.
meters east, please? Thank you.
You know when your gut's chewing at you. Mine was too. It's not right, it's not right. We're going to do it anyways. It's not right. We're going to do it anyways.
You know, walk around the...
In the name of science.
Why not?
Why not?
Are we recovering this RAS PPS?
No.
Try to recover it with our tether.
Yeah, we're trying.
It sounds like it's time. It looks like it's time.
It does look like it's time.
Hey,
It's only-
Steve,
it's only been there
why
1
we're
year.
not recovering this?
It's still working.
Oh, it's still sampling? Oh, okay.
Still
Yeah.
getting data.
So the PPS, the top end of it, which is the filtering, has
Phytoplankton
died, but
sampler?
the bottom has another year of sampling left. It's got 48 samples, so it's got about
Okay.
half of them. And we don't have one ready to replace it, so might as well leave it there.
Sounds good.
But if you have anybody that wants to study the bacteria that we're going to bring up with it,
Yeah, who needs a phytoplankton sampler when you have benthos floats?
yeah.
Those are that stuff that grows on there. Does that come from the creatures spawning in the vent fluid?
Those are bacterial mats, most likely. The filament things?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are bacterial mats.
But yeah, I think Dan, since it's hanging right above hot smoking vents, that it's likely those guys are coming from the deep sea floor, or
Oh yeah,
sea floor, not from just the water around.
yeah.
So they're spawned in the, or whatever the word for
Yeah,
bacteria
whatever
has babies.
bacteria does.
And then they come up in the vent fluid and then settle back down and
Yeah, I think
make a new colony.
2 years back when Moronke was on board, that was the whole area was the whole RAS PPS was just a white, like
Yeah.
Casper the Ghost kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that now.
Yeah, but it was
It
actually
was worse.
way worse.
Oh, wow.
It was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it was floating. It was like, but it's still light, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's weighed down by bacteria.
But a lot of the
That's a chunk over there,
What is it?
There's
a floating chunk.
yeah, right in front of us, that big piece right there.
That's bacterial mat?
Yeah, it's nothing alive.
it might
I
have been
don't think.
some that we
Bacteria is not alive?
I meant to say no metazoan life.
Okay.
it's breathing, but it's not breathing.
Okay, ship move is done, just waiting on Atalanta catch up.
Atalanta seems a little smoky still. Where are you? Where are you?
Lynette, which way did you move the ship?
East.
Okay.
We're still in the plume here. I always get backwards to Grotto. I don't know why. My whole northeast-south thing. I get lost. I got lost yesterday. I turned around when we looked at that hydrophone array, and I was completely lost after that.
So AJ,
Yeah.
when things are ballast and weighted down, do we cut the weights off? Do we bring back do we bring down float bags? How do we get heavy things back from the seafloor?
Yeah, we remove the weights, or we'll bring it up with the ship's wire and just lift it up even though it's heavy. Those are the two main methods. We don't bring float bags. I don't think we have any way of inflating them. we would need some compressed gas on Herc to do it.
So but we choose like iron as our weight. So iron is basically the main thing that is being spewed out of the vents. So you can see rust all over the vent sites, that orangey stuff. That's basically iron changing,
Where
oxidizing.
were we yesterday, Lynette? We were like here, right?
So we just leave them down there. And if we left anything on the sledge where we're at, we have some places you'll see this sort of rust marks, and there were pieces of iron that just completely dissolved. So we're basically in a big chemical reactor with iron being one of the main feed chemistry, and basically it's changing all the time. So you leave a parking position that is painted over, let's say, and go back. I think it was like 2 years, maybe 3 years. And the paint is still there, but the iron inside is dust. So you just touch it and it's being held together by paint. And they were all on the top of this ledge that we were looking at, and you can see little orange stains where. So basically, iron is in complete motion, dynamic chemical motion in this area. So we're not really very concerned with leaving a large steel, even a large anchor. Down here, it may last for decades, but
it'll dissolve eventually.
And it's just an iron environment.
Right. So we're not adding anything that would be unusual per se, or we're not changing the quantity of it in any mass.
We'll try another 5 meters that way.
Yeah.
ROVs or
we
manned
basically need
HOVs, human occupied
we need Atalanta
vehicles.
where Herc is now. Is that?
Will carry lead plates, and that's how they control their buoyancy. And it's a safety mechanism too, of course. If things all go awry, you just drop everything, just like a iguana or whatever.
Meters, 110.
Lose your tail.
Right.
Yeah, and if you put Herc
get rid of everything
where you want
come up.
Atalanta, that makes it easier.
They would be much more
to work out.
Interesting creatures if their tails fell off and then they rocketed into the sky.
Yeah.
So we're going to take this camera and we're going to put it back at the IP, right?
Yeah, near the IP.
Bridge nav. (10 meters, 110, please.
I think this where Atalanta was yesterday was kind of between the 3 vents, which is northeast of Grotto, so northeast of kind of where Herc is, maybe north of where Herc is right now.
Yeah. But it was too far to the north yesterday, because we're going to grab this and then go back to the
It's true, yeah, we are going to be going
right?
southwest in a minute.
So she's basically putting it right where Hercules is now.
And then we can follow it, or lead it to the southwest soon, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, sorry, I got backwards when we came up here as usual.
I understand that you're staying up high over the RAS PPS to keep the tether clear.
We're probably, we could probably, yeah, I think so.
Well, whenever you feel comfortable, we wouldn't mind just having a look. We don't even have to get in too close. But we're interested in looking at this area here and that area there.
We could probably look at the one on the left first.
Yeah, those floats are still between us.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're going right over them.
Yep.
Roger.
Yeah, I think a little safer to stay up high for now.
Yeah.
So, Dan, when we're at high rise, basically those guys were about 30 meters high, the spires there.
Yeah.
So photogrammetering around them, for instance, will be interesting because if you're at the base going around, your tether's also 30 meters.
Yeah, we go more up and down as opposed to around.
Yeah, I think Jonathan mentioned going around. That's what he suggested in the meeting. You just go circular.
Jonathan suggests some really crazy stuff that is just not doable from.
Well, that's what I'm thinking right now. It's not doable.
He's an artiste, cinematic-wise, and he's a heck of a drone pilot. Just amazing. But if we listen to him for what we do with this ROV, we wouldn't have it anymore.
You have a plan.
So typically, what we're trying to do now is we try and typically keep Atalanta behind Hercules. So anything we're looking at that's, you know, above us, where we're going up and down, we keep Atalanta on our 6. Then we can manage the tether by, you know, lifting Atalanta up and down as Hercules goes up and down. Right now we have, for example, those floats are between us and Atalanta, so Jake is looking back at Atalanta. The tether's going out behind Hercules, up over our heads into Atalanta, which is off there in the smoky distance, just to the left of the floats as you're looking at them. Or straight ahead somewhere there in the haze.
Yeah.
So that's the worst possible flavor.
So we should note that for our engineers is that if you can shorten that pennant there, that is for some reason very long, but probably for deployment purposes.
Yeah, because we want it to be in 2 picks.
Yeah, it has to be long for them to get it overboard and then set that part down and then grab the next one. So that's not an issue for us.
But it could easily have had, different type of flotation packs around it, and then they wouldn't have anything hanging up there at all.
Yeah, if we built the flotation onto the structure.
It'd be one pick. Try to make it one pick.
Yeah, like a sediment trap.
But we came up on the, I'm not sure how we wound up where we did.
Try another 5 meters this way. I think it's still got a little swing in it.
Yeah,
So where the
IP is down here.
Yeah, so we're going to want Atalanta down behind,
yeah, to the south.
the south. So
You could go.
probably just a south move.
You could go south 20 probably,
Okay.
or south 10. The other thing that's challenging with Atalanta is it has a bit of a mind of its own.
I noticed that. It's got does it got
Bridge
rotational
nav?
thrusters?
It has rotational thrusters,
Can we
but
have 10 meters south, please?
it's
Thank you.
it's not as heavy as Argus.
Argus, yeah.
So there's pros and cons to that, as there is with anything. The pro is that it opens up our weather window because we don't have as much weight on the wire, so we're not in danger of exceeding the safe working load of the A-frame on Nautilus when we're down deep in the weather. And it's easier to get on and off the deck, and it's a newer, more modern vehicle, so it's definitely more reliable, less issues.
Yeah, I noticed yesterday we were down in the vent field, and we were protected by the currents, and the currents were actually flowing northwards. The tides are, the semi-diurnal, the twice-a-day tides are up and down the valley.
Yeah.
And Atlanta was heading north, whereas we were sort of, stuck to the vent orifice that we were working on.
Yeah, it moved. I think Rennie was in here at that time. He was chasing it all over the place. We had to move south like 15 meters.
Yep.
So because it's significantly lighter than Argus, it's subject to the whims of the currents and tides a lot more. And then also you wouldn't think so with a 6/8 diameter cable, but if you did the math for, the area of the cable over that long length, it, you know, it's like if you hung a string in the wind
Yeah.
without a weight on it versus a weight versus a, you know, styrofoam cup. So it definitely moves around a little bit more. It's more challenging to maneuver it. Like when we were coming up here, we took the same path as we did yesterday, and we wound up in a totally different spot.
Yeah. One of the papers we've written on this area had some analysis showing that, you know, the sheltered side, like the side that we're working on, Grotto, is there because it's sheltered, and the other side, which is more open to the currents, you know, barring changes in heat flux, seems to have a lot less. So this sort of sheltered area is where, I guess, larvae can settle or things like that. That sort of, we're in that little sort of area between Dante, Lobo, North Tower, and Grotto. It's a good refuge for settling of whatever settles there.
Yeah.
And poor old Atlanta is up high, being blown away to the next vent field.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it was really strange yesterday, the way it moved around. So we're still
Bridge nav.
kind of getting used to that.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
5 meters south, please.
I think that was the reason, is that there's stronger currents up there, and that was, because I noticed it too. I've never heard that really happening, where you're getting pulled away more and more. Just in time, not by any motion of the ship or anything like that, but obviously the tidal current changed in intensity over that period.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a tidal change or...
I can't tell if this is that from
Well, we could
Herc or back
see it from the...
Herc's looking at Atalanta.
Look it down. Okay, got it.
We could see it in the bending of the plumes coming out of that place we were working at.
Yeah. Yeah, they were definitely flowing to the north, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, finally getting behind Herc.
Might want to go the other way there, Jake. I'll come up.
Steve, do you know how fast that
or I can spin around.
iron dissolves? It like
if you go
you
the
have
other
to
way,
calculate
I'll take the turnout.
for how much weight to bring down
wait,
for the duration.
Did we zero after we took the turnout?
We did not.
Okay, so
we never
put a positive turn in, right?
We never compensate for that, actually.
Okay.
If we're using a train wheel for something like the sediment trap, which we just
so
used
you
to chain.
spun at Atlanta counterclockwise.
It's like 800 pounds.
Yeah, you're doing right.
Really overkill.
Right?
You maybe need 50 pounds to keep it there, depending on.
0.6 reps.
Yeah, so when you come around, maybe I'll... Should we zero now?
But we still come across train wheels from
I'm gonna
10 years ago, and they're softer.
I'm gonna put a note in here that we re-zeroed after the one turn.
If it's not right near their active venting, it can last a lot longer.
So we're both on the same heading now?
Yes.
So,
Curly.
where's my mouse?
What kind of pressure might we be facing at these depths?
What kind of what?
Pressure.
3,000 decibar. No, 2,200 decibar.
Right. 10 decibars for every meter?
1 decibar per meter, 10 bar per meter.
Oh, yes, 1 decibar per meter.
So 20, what is that?
So if you want to do it, the other way to do it is people like
Yeah, 1.5
PSI. You're basically got 1 atmosphere is 14.7, I believe, 15 PSI, and 1 atmosphere every 10 meters. So it's 50% more. So if you go to 2,000, then you're basically at 3,000 PSI.
Sorry, run that math by me one more time.
If you have 15 PSI per every
atmosphere.
10 meters.
Oh, for every 10 meters. Okay.
So 1 atmosphere every 10 meters. And so your tire's at 32 PSI, and we're at 3,200
Okay,
PSI.
zeroing tether wraps and zeroing 6/8. Note in the log of what we did so we can figure it out later.
Okay, I think Atalanta's in a pretty good position now.
All
Thanks
right.
for bearing with that, of
Thanks for taking care of it.
course.
All right, Steve and Fabio, you guys are up. What would you like to see? You can tell us straight, Steve. Here's your pen. Here's your pen. You got Steve Madden Mahaley over here.
So this is a possible landing point. Well, wrong guy.
I'll go. Yeah,
Draw.
Draw.
Right around here. And these are things to look at. I'm going to get really fancy here. There. And then the other places that we know is brand new is over here.
I think you're going to want to be around the other side then, because we got that hat.
But where the cameras sit.
Yeah, we need a flat spot. This is a good one to do a bottom mark, like this here, but
Okay.
is that flat enough?
No. But it doesn't, like, we want it to look up anyway.
We put the grading on it on a bit of a janky angle.
We put it, yeah, facing upwards. It may, I mean, Tempo Mini is a little bit top heavy, like if you see it, right? It's,
If we could look at the bush, bacterial mat, and the simmering, that I think for me that would be a win.
We might have to do another move to the northeast then,
Okay.
now that we're on the right
I
side of it.
I saw you send the email, Steve. Do you know if they are online?
Dan,
No.
Well, I'll wait for Lynette to call him.
best effort.
Yeah.
Do you want to essentially go north from where we are?
You should paste that message into the chat because at least Amanda's in there. I think.
Bridge now. 10 meters north, please. Thank you.
Like this looks quite steep. Maybe this is flat enough on the other side of the rock.
It may not have enough space for the grading.
Yeah.
But we don't need the grading. There's no.
Yeah, if we just parachuted it in here.
If we decide that we want to go to play, we'll extend the legs to maximum legs, or possibly even shorten the front legs. Because we won't be the thing with the grading. We can actually adjust its leveling.
You're all right, Jake. I can see the floats in the tether now.
The orange cable is the one that's the camera cable?
The orange cable you just saw now was the bars.
Bars.
This is the camera cable down here. Oops.
It still seems like back here is the most.
So that's going to be a difficult operation because there's obviously an overhead hazard up here.
Yes.
Because we have our RAS PPS and then we also have our hood.
Yeah,
yes.
That one, that's going to be
That's the problem. But
if we come in from this angle with it out in front of us,
drop it in there, maybe.
See, that will be an interesting view.
I love that you guys picked like the most dangerous spot.
Well, yeah, but that's the only action going on.
So which way do you want to be looking, Fabio? At this stuff up there?
Yeah. Like
up slope.
Let me come to the teleprompter actions.
I think northeast would have been taken.
Yeah, there's a seat here for you.
Say that again, Dan.
I think northeast would.
Coming in, Steph.
045, we need to go.
Okay.
You could
well,
do a draw.
This move, we just moved 10 meters north. Do you want 10 meters east?
Yeah, sure.
This
bridge
this
now.
here is all new, and it's full of stuff. Yeah, but
Can
you
we have
can't really see
10
it.
meters east,
Yes,
please? Thank you.
Yeah,
it's
there's
brand
some
new.
stuff there, like worms.
Yeah, there's a ledge right where the bars is, but you have to look almost straight up.
Yeah, we can pull this cable around
But
to
you could
here,
go here.
but there's
You're all right for now,
we could
Jake.
go there. That would be really
Okay,
easy.
I'll keep an eye on it.
But I don't know how high, like how.
Well, with the ROV tilted up and watch.
It's got
a paddle.
screws. How high? What's the maximum angle?
I don't know. We'll have to go look at it right after this.
We can shim it.
We can lean it back, but it's top heavy, so the center is pretty. You can't lean. It's not like it's like a heavy
It'll
base.
fall right over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's brand new. There's a that's within 4 years grew there, the whole actual thing.
Do you want to zoom? Maybe they can zoom for us.
We can get in closer now.
Yeah, if you guys can.
Which part are you looking at?
This part here.
Yeah, all right.
That we can show historically grew, how fast it grew, geologically or whatever, mineralogically.
Lots of good stuff here as well.
And we know for certain, like 4 years ago, that wasn't even there. There was a flat thing, a couple smokers down here, and now it grew into this big. So there's a story there. Yes. So we should check Tempo Mini and see it's vertical.
Yeah.
I was taking the landscape here, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work now. But we don't know where it goes right away, so we can't access it.
I just took one, but again, we have to find out where it's saved.
So landing down here.
Maybe the ROV can try it, like to sit where the camera was, or where we're thinking of putting the camera. Yeah, just in front of that rock, Jake.
Can you sit there, right where you are right now? There's a ledge.
Down, yeah.
Yeah, if you see it in upper cam, perfect. Yeah. Do we know the angle? Like, if you're seated, can we read out the angle of what the main camera is at? I don't think we have that readout.
We can wing it. So we just put the camera level
Well,
and then you
we
read
do know the cinema cam is level, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you rotate to the right or yaw clockwise a little, I think we're most interested in what's going on up here. We just want to figure out how much angle we need out of our camera if it was to sit right where you're sitting. So cinema cam, let's get that up here, is level, but that's going to be so low on the sub, it's just going to look at, it's not really going to see anything of interest. This is level.
Zoom out a bit on it. I was zoomed in to get past the box there.
So any angle up from here, thank you, Dan.
And
Any
this is
angle up from
rapidly
here.
changing.
You can look up with the Zeus, I think, right?
If you back,
So that'll
Back up
fall
a
over
little.
maybe, and then that'll
Back up a
grow.
little and
So
then
that
touch.
but the field of view is not that wide on Tempo Mini. But there's a new camera, so I don't know.
I think the cameras are behind though.
that's off to your left.
So
Stayed in the,
there's a chain here that I don't know where it came from.
I don't know where that chain must be
you
so
see it in the
old.
disc in the port rail cam.
Yeah, or with the grading. We can move the grading over there. Might give us more. It might
The
give us
grading
more
gives
tilt.
us ability to
See
tilt.
just
We
the
can't
corner
change
of
the
it in your
pokers in the
cinema cam.
Tempo Mini.
Oh, so Tempo Mini has no tilt.
It has we have to know what it is and set it up on shore.
I see.
So we have a slight tilt.
Maybe back away a little more.
Oh
Jake,
yeah, sure.
and
Can
then
you guys
come
turn
on.
lasers on?
Yeah, we can.
But you can see there's something that was sitting here rusting away.
Yeah, the old hydrophone.
Yeah, we
yeah,
have set.
so that's
We have
a
set
hydrophone
something
stand there.
Hydrophone dust.
So you know how big that is, right? That's what it turns it to.
Back away just a bit more. And
It
come
looks
down.
flat, doesn't it?
Yeah, like this area here looks flat enough.
Right.
It's just to the right of where the old camera was.
Yep. I mean, it's the one we're testing to replace all the cameras. I have not looked at it. Yeah, okay, so that looks pretty interesting. You can look back here and still got the lump. Historically, that's a dying one. These are the new grown ones.
And we can always move it next time.
So basically, as I understand it, it's not really, official, or we're just going to put this Tempo Mini down. It only has a camera.
Yeah.
For a year when we rebuild the pan and tilt one.
Yeah. It's
and
a
then
placeholder.
recover Tempo Mini, put the two other instruments that's supposed to take on, like a temperature string and a current meter, and place that somewhere else with possibly a new cable.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye out, like when we go to the south and we investigate S&M in those places, keep that in the back of your head. If you see a really good camera spot that we could run a 70-meter cable from the south.
Yeah. Okay. Are you guys okay for now?
Us up here, yeah, we're fine.
I think the grading gives us a little more like grip, yeah, stability, points of contact. We can bring the grading over now if we want to see how it fits.
That probably makes sense.
I would, if
we can recover the camera first.
Yeah, if we get rid of this camera, it would.
Yeah, maybe we want to get this camera out of the way. It'll take more time to go and come back, but where are you doing? You're doing your gas tank samples in North Tower, so we're going to come back here anyways.
We're actually not going to do North Tower.
Oh, okay.
Because we done 2 on Grotto, and that's close enough. We're likely going to go south then. So
we're not.
We'll probably, that'll be
we're
the
thing. We're going to survey for the core ass up here, though.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll come back up here and move the grading when we do the core ass.
We'll do all the stuff here instead of going to south to do the gas tights. That would make sense because it's another 200 meters of moving everything.
Yeah, but let's get this camera out of here before we can do anything. All right. Oh, well, this looks like a perfect spot to unplug the camera from. So in Cinema Cam, down below, you've got a really good view.
Yeah.
Can we just get a position before we recover it?
Yep. This is going to have to be a 2-arm operation to demate.
Roger.
So I guess that's why the lights aren't so bright. They're aimed straight down.
Oh, yeah.
Are you in a good spot there?
Oh.
And
I'll just
slide
double
to your left a little. Is that possible?
Yep.
Do we have a depth for that too, Leonard?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll pick that thing up if you want.
I don't see the old one. I see a new one.
If you're in a good spot to do that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do you want these read out?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But it
Position
should be
for this
here too.
camera, 47.9492.
Oh,
9217 north. 129.09829642 west. Depth 2189 meters. Current Herc heading 220.
let her finish the numbers. I don't even, is it a monkey's fist or is it something, there was different signs that were put here by different ROVs saying A1 and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, we should clear it away. We should take it, collect it.
What?
Yep. It's like a mushroom. Yeah.
You're gonna put the.
It's hard to get perspective with this.
We're gonna
so wide.
have to just do a very slight jaw open.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to rotate to. I can't tell what the angle of that dangle is. I don't know if I can slide those big snaggle teeth behind that connector. Okay.
Jaw closed.
Yeah. Could happen. D-mate and then Fletcher, right? Can you counterclockwise the roll? Other roll.
Clockwise.
Forearm roll.
Oh, forearm roll.
Yep, that should do it. Stereo cam for the win. Should be safe to give it a tug there, yeah?
Yeah. How is Eska doing? Beautiful.
She's old. She does,
Yeah.
it's like she's really great sometimes, and then sometimes it's, uh-oh, this is the last few days. She gets all sore. And then suddenly, I'm superhuman and I can do everything and running, and then, 2 days of
sitting around, moaning.
Moaning.
Well, this is her connector.
I know, I saw that. I took a picture of it for her.
You'll show her?
I'll show her.
Who's Eska, Steve?
Eska is a rescue dog that we rescued when she was 9, so we got a senior's discount on her. She's cheap because she was only going to last for a couple of years.
She's
she looks like a
husky.
Siberian Husky.
Yeah.
But you must have a little bit of a German Shepherd or something.
I saw it click.
And how old is she now? You rescued her when she was 9, and you've had her how long?
So when did, basically just as COVID got shut down, so that was 2019?
2020.
No, 2020. So it's
Can
4 years
you,
later,
rack
so
forward
she's
and look
13.
down so I can see
Wow.
that huck
Yep.
up.
That looks mated to me. I mean, a bit of zoom wouldn't hurt, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was mated. I'll show it to you in a second. Swing right.
Yeah, you can push it off the porch if you want. Ideally, it won't fall all the way down the cliff. So if you grab it by the hockey pucks.
Yeah, I'm trying to without this.
Hitting the gas tank.
No, those gas tanks. Just awkward.
Yeah, that's mated. Thanks, Dan.
Are we zoomed all the way out?
I don't think so.
Maybe you can rack back now.
Racking back.
So anywhere's fine. Just being aware that we're going to pick up that camera and we don't want to take it with us.
Yeah.
So maybe like right along the porch.
Yeah, trying to get there.
Yeah.
Come on. That would help with my... Ever try and scratch your right armpit with your right arm? Think it'll stay?
Yeah.
I know. Sorry. Let's push up. What's that branded hockey puck there?
Yeah, those are awesome.
You want to zoom in real quick, just for fun? We got 2 logos in one.
Match made in heaven.
Center it up.
The logo gets a bit obscured by our washers.
I get a still pic of that. Okay, you can let go. You want to let go with overnight?
Oh, yeah.
You can go wide, thanks video.
This is a receptacle that belongs to the camera. So
Yes.
it's like on the marine equipment. Where are we?
You want to swing back to the right, look down for me.
It's 1210, yeah.
I don't know if you're retracted or not.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to come with the camera.
Now, AJ, this is our old camera that we're working on, or the new one?
This is the old one. Yeah, the new one is on deck. We haven't deployed it yet.
Ah.
We were surveying a location for it earlier, but it'll come down in a later dive.
So right now we're just tidying this one up so it's easy to put in the toolbox?
We're going to reposition it to where the toolbox is going to be landed, with the idea being that given the short weather windows that we predict we'll have, we don't want the toolbox down for very long, so we're going to want everything waiting for it. So we're going to go put this near to our toolbox landing zone.
Just like loading an elevator real quick. We want to
Yeah.
go down and come back up.
Exactly.
Cool.
Now, Dan, I have no idea what the best way to carry this camera is going to be.
The bridle hanging off the
Oh, yeah, that'll
rig
do
master.
it. Yeah.
It's the only way to carry it.
It's got this really interesting grab handle that's orange in the front, but I'm not sure.
Oh, that diamond
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Bjorn had it for that, but it seemed kind of like an awkward way to carry it.
This
we,
one,
we
you might
brought it up here with the bridle.
have to reach it around
Yeah,
the lights.
You gotta do the reach around. Triangular.
Something up.
And for those who are interested, it's 68 pounds in water.
Heavy, heavy.
It's all right, we're on a cliff, we just jump off.
Perfect plan.
Yeah.
You have to shout wahoo as you do it, though.
Like
Falling with style.
Wahoo!
in theory, it reaches around this light.
You have to pan it left and then pan it right.
I'm gonna drag it a little so I can. Just gonna drag it around a little so I can reach.
Oh, you see?
Reach. Yeah, I gotta go around that light.
That corner needs to go around that side.
Yeah, it's very tight. There's all kinds of little connector noise. Well, why can't I just lift it like this? This thing's coming home, right?
Yeah, I don't think that would do too much damage to it. It's not that heavy in water.
See what it looks like when I lift it up like this.
Yeah, if it rotates towards you, we could have a look at that orange handle as well.
Yeah, I'm happy to ride with it like that.
Yeah, that looks okay.
I'm gonna move the Orion.
I think I'm gonna, why don't you open the jaws and we'll just get a hold of it there.
I'm sure Donald's probably not too excited about it, but he'll live.
It's heavy for
I wonder how much
old
those
craft.
floats float.
Help me out there a little, Jake.
He said help.
I'm gonna grab it. Grab. Oh, look at that. Yeah, Ryan could carry it just like that.
Super strong.
Totally. There's 1,000 pounds of grip force there. 1,200 pounds. Overcame your 68 pounds, no problem. Yeah, so the bridle is slack there.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're going.
Craft's got it.
We're
the
gonna
IP with this?
yeah, we're gonna go just east of the IP where there's like a clump of bead bags. It's where we did our hose cutting earlier.
All right. So that is
Are you your blue button? Yeah, sweet.
225.
Now, AJ, will that tool basket go down at the end of this dive today, or are we gonna do that in a couple of days?
No, we're gonna do that at the next weather window that we get. That's calmer than today and especially calmer than tomorrow. I don't know if you guys have looked at the forecast. It looks not good.
Gnarly, I believe, is the term we are using.
Yeah.
It's important that you put an emphasis on the G in front of it. Gnarly.
Gnarly.
Yeah,
We're in
looks
for some
gnarly.
gnarly weather, so maybe
Yeah.
when that gnarly weather passes and we get some beautiful days, which I know are coming our way eventually, that's when we'll dive the tool basket.
Cool. So that's a great reason for our viewers to follow the rest of the expedition. As we go, we've got just a few more days out here. Just a few.
Just a few, almost there.
Start out like 20 meters, 225.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seems like a good first step. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, front row.
Yeah, we're sorting out which way we want to go. And I think you're clear to
Lift off at this thing.
lift off and then come to the south that way.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, around those. Make sure we're clear of those floats.
Yeah, just come to your left, should be good.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
You don't want to back up too far because there's a vent behind you.
Okay. You ready for that ship move? 20225?
I think so.
That's a good still right there. That's
Bridge
nice.
nav.
You slide to your
20
left a
meters,
little more and then
225, please.
take off on that heading.
Thank
Should be
you.
good.
You're muted, Steve.
Yeah, it didn't sound very loud. Nav, when was the DVL last reset?
Probably 30 minutes ago.
What did you reset it against? I'm just looking at the map and.
It's reset to the USBL.
Okay.
It's some wild in orbit. You got streamers.
Yeah, it looks like about 5 meters off, I guess, to the north.
West.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we in theory are following that same red line that we took to get there.
Our USBL soundings are, I don't know if you can see the ROV nav screen, but they're,
Within several meters.
yeah, they're just a little bit to the port side of Hercules right now.
Dan, does Norbit look streamery because of the item in front of us?
Correct, yeah, it's mapping the camera that we have in front of us. So as we move, it draws the map because the camera never moves.
So when we're going to do this CORAS survey, we'll need to set the DVL to some known position that will be the same as next year.
Yeah,
Which
so
is probably the
the
IP is what I was thinking. We were not going to move that. There are some core holes there that are the ideal spot because then you can see the core hole move over the ears, which is, it's not moving, but you know how far off you are at the time.
Steve, that old blue tempo mini cable, that was severed in the landslide, right?
Yeah, actually, I think it lived. This garden hose lived through the landslide. We had to cut it to get out.
Oh, you cut it. Okay.
And that was really hard to
we
cut.
Just cut
remember
the other end.
Remember the hydraulic the wire wheel kind of thing?
Oh. Well, Dan just cut the other end of it in like 5 minutes.
Yes.
It took him 5 seconds earlier.
Right. It was just hilarious, not working operation.
Keep that going.
Yeah.
225.
I think that was the one where we went through like 6 knives.
Bridge
It's all
nav.
kinds of stuff like that.
20225, please.
We harvested the connector off of the other end earlier this dive.
Oh, on the
IP side.
IP side. And there's a connector down below too.
It didn't get collected last?
There were so many bits and pieces there that we were just joking about. It's like going shopping hungry.
Oh.
There's a milk carton full of two-ended carabiners. There's a weight.
Yeah.
And a connector that I don't even know where it came from.
The connector?
Yeah.
It's the old bars connector. We
That's
put it
what
there.
I thought.
Yeah. We put it there earlier that dive. You were there for that.
No, we collected the bars and the whole 2 pieces of wand and that.
Yeah.
And then we're, looking, there was a bunch of stuff sitting right there.
Oh, maybe you stepped out, but we picked up that connector yesterday and put it right down next to the old bars.
We didn't. We just took the bars.
Yeah, it's
the bars
got
we
a
collected
wonky
connector
offset.
up with us.
Okay.
We left that down there.
Sometimes
it was right next to it.
Well, so I know where it is, but
because it's,
I don't know if we should
variable.
just start putting all this stuff
It's a
in one
magnetic
place, and then
compass.
when the tool basket comes down, we can just offload it.
They're right next to there's a milk
Hydrophone.
carton.
Yeah, I know. I saw the milk carton.
Magnetic
Take the
compasses
connector,
are
put it in the milk
subject
carton,
to,
take the whole milk
lots
carton.
of variations.
Yeah, I don't know when we
especially
want to do that.
subsea,
Maybe
you
not.
get weird
not
magnetic
now.
variations and close to the sea, close to the seafloor. Or
What's her drop dead?
I don't know.
it's
I'll
in
wait
our
for Megan to
electronics
get up.
housing, so it,
Yeah, I don't know what
It was like
what we're running into after this. If we're planning to do another.
Last night at 10, it
Jack
was
off.
3.
3 p.m. was
They
supposed to
figured
be,
that, yeah.
so that we could
we
do
get
what?
9.
Deploy an autonomous mooring, or before the weather comes out?
I think it was weather.
Okay.
We
Well,
just stayed as long.
We'll get through our priorities here. So, what do we want to do next? Coras survey, photogrammetry.
We were
Photogrammetry. We went photogrammetry.
Coras survey will involve
Involves
photogrammetry.
photogrammetry
are we still doing the gas tank?
Gas sites last.
Oh, okay.
because it's on the south
It's
side
going to take up a lot of time.
to get there.
I don't know exactly what we're going to do, so it's a lot of sort of wishy-washy.
Do we want to do the gas type before the potential DTS survey because that's lower priority, even though
Yes,
we'll have to come back for it?
yes,
Okay.
but I think we're going to probably run out of time. But we're doing okay right now, actually. Maybe we'll gather up this stuff
Later. Not now.
while we're still north.
Okay.
Before we leave north, we'll do all the north things.
So we'll do the Coras, then
Exactly.
we can gather up, and the photogrammetry, then we'll gather up the stuff. We'll head south.
Yep.
We'll do the
And
gas tights.
Yep.
And then we can come back and do the DTS site.
Well, the DTS is from south as well.
Oh, there's one from south.
No, it is from south.
Oh, it is from south. Oh, perfect. So we'll do it with
Do
the gas
everything
sites.
here.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then we have to come back to release the sediment trap.
Yeah, the sediment trap is in between the two.
But we're moving it up closer to here. We didn't move it? We just found it?
We moved it.
Well, it should be right next to the IP.
No, it's between the two IPs. That's where the target that we gave them was.
It's supposed to go exactly where the old sediment trap is.
It's close to the old sediment trap.
Okay.
But that sediment trap is also between the two IPs.
But it's really close to this one, isn't it? I'm lost then. Should be really close to this one and far from the, well,
Close to north and far from south?
yeah.
It's not quite so.
Okay.
I think the old one, I think you're right. The old one is closer to north, and the new one is kind of in between the two. But we put it at the mark when we carried it, and so we're maybe 10 meters or 15 meters away from the old one. Is that too far?
Yeah, we're going to put it exactly where
It has to be exactly where?
just to satisfy our curiosity of small changes. Yeah, it has to be exactly there.
Okay,
So
we'll have to go move it again.
We'll lift it and put it on top of we lift it, the anchors stay there, and that's our mark, and we put it on top of the anchors. So there should be a big pile of anchors
Once
there.
we pop the old one.
Yeah, so it's good to have it, yeah,
Okay, so it's the last thing we do then.
very last thing we do, and
Okay.
we try to beat it on the way up.
Well, we took locations for both of them. Like we visited the old one as well.
Yep.
So it should be easy for us to go get them.
So what happens, it slowly migrates in a random direction away from the original spot.
Yeah.
And it's so near that there was some big changes between deployments, and it concerned Lawrence, who was doing the analysis, that we should that maybe moving it 5 meters to one direction or another actually changes the flow.
Okay. So that's the IP on our right.
That's the one we want to go to?
Yeah, I was thinking we would put this with the bead bags, but actually the IP is probably a safer spot because in theory we could land the tool basket on the bead bags. So yeah, maybe just, oh, what did I just do? No, I broke the teleprompter. Got it. Oh, I lost it. Yeah, kind of somewhere there.
Down like 10 meters or something? Coming down 10 meters.
Yeah, Jake, maybe actually right down here.
Okay.
It's kind of a flat spot right next to ODI, so we're not going to want to put the tool basket anywhere near there. Anywhere flat. Yeah, that looks perfect there. What's in this milk crate? So many goodies.
Looks like one that was made for gas types.
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
What it is.
Lynette, if we can get a position for this camera.
We're going to set this down?
We're going to want to... So if you pick up the bridle a little bit with the craft, just so it's like...
Hanging off of it, and then we can release the
Yeah,
line.
no, we'll release the Orion, and then you can just place it down. Okay. So we avoid like toppling it over on the camera or something. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's probably good there.
Okay, I got Orion.
You got it? I can do it too.
Right. Opening jaw.
Oh, I got it closed here.
No.
There we go. Now you can open it.
Beautiful.
Right, yeah, now you can set it down nicely.
Position on that, 47.94902722 north, 129.09871437 west, depth 2195 meters, current Herc heading 300.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is done. 7:04. Prepare ROV for photogrammetry. Return the grotto shelf and camera location. Begin photogrammetry in auto mode.
Which one's that?
This is just called prepare ROV for photogrammetry. It's telling us to go back to the shelf.
Yeah.
But do we want to start the photogrammetry from here?
So let's maybe do the CORAS survey.
Yeah.
And then use photogrammetry as well for it.
Yeah.
And we'll record it like how you were doing it. The wide field one, we'll record it directly to the computer here, and we'll probably not fill it up.
Okay.
Whatever was working, we'll try to record that.
Okay.
But so the first thing to do then, if we do the CORAS one, is to make sure we get specifically our depth correct,
Okay.
and our DVL correct against the IP is what our decision was.
All right, so can we just go sit right on the IP or sit right next to it?
Something like that. Nav, for depth, what do you use when you give depth to Steph?
I'm using Hercules depth.
So the pressure depth, that's, yeah, based on the pressure of Hercules, okay?
Yes.
Not the USBL. How does that line up anyway? Does it line up well?
Good question. It's within about 10 meters.
So still, that's a lot, yeah. But it's definitely the better one. And the Norbit then uses that depth and the altitude? Does anybody know?
The Norbit, it takes all the sensors from Hercules.
So it's not using the USBL for depth, is what I'm trying to...
I'm going to take bubble cam.
Actually, Dan, can we sit on the ground next to the IP? I know I said sit on the IP.
You did say sit on the IP.
I know I did.
Well, on the IP.
But we'll get a reference depth from
that IP ain't level.
The ground.
Roger.
Actually,
it's pretty rocky around here, so.
Steve, is there a specific survey
is there
pattern
any place
we're
I can
using
sit
for
down
this,
without
or?
sitting on a cable? How about
no, but it's a special
just
survey.
off to your left there is fine.
Super survey.
Roger.
Okay.
I don't have to be lined up with it?
No.
Roger.
Super one-off survey.
Okay.
So I'll get this camera up here, Steve.
I'm going to, so one thing about photogrammetry, we have those gas tights and the bio box is extended into the camera. So that's going to kill your photogrammetry. So we'd have to do something with them gas tights.
Here.
And I don't know, yeah, I need to retract that box. Can't do that when they're full of gas tights.
Did we want to take the gas tights first?
The gas tights are going to be done on the south IP.
Yeah.
We can leave them here on the ground.
That's what I was
come
just
back
thinking.
For them.
And even if we don't get to do them, we can leave them here because we know we're coming back.
Yeah.
And there's a nice little black box for them right there.
You want to go find that black box?
It was right there.
Well,
but
let's moved a little bit. We can just put them on the ground. Is that going to hurt them?
That's better.
I'm going to back up a little. We'll put them on this rock.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
This is JB12, yeah?
Yes.
So good morning. For those of you who are just tuning in, we're kind of dropping off some extra stuff so that we can start some photogrammetry. So got this really helpful rock that we're going to leave some gas tights on for later so they don't impede the view.
So Nav, just to let you know what's going on here, because this might be more in your purview. We're placing two moorings on this, one on the south side of North Tower, which is that large structure that was always to the west of us, and one on the south and maybe 100 meters over the North Tower, one at the north. So we want to accurately get their acoustic devices that are going to be talking to each other across the top of North Tower. So what we really need is to make sure that we get the bathymetry underneath it so we can get the heights of these transducers that are on the moorings at the right height. So that's what this survey is basically trying to affirm. I don't know whether we can tweak anything. It'd be nice. I guess the Norbit is much more important than the photogrammetry for this, but it's also, we're probably going to try to count the amount of orifices that we won't see because there's so much so much plume material coming out, but it could give us an idea of where the actual center of the venting is. So the idea is to get these moorings in line over the top of North Tower where the major plumes are coming out. Anyways, that's for everybody, that's the strategy, and right now we're just going to basically set the DVL, get a nice sort of depth idea here, go almost directly east, and find a good location where we think we would put a the first mooring, and then it's basically 20 degrees true north to go over the top of North Tower. So we're going to wander probably back and forth a little bit to try to get that line. Does that make any sense, AJ?
Yeah, you might have to walk me through that last part again.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Can you, what is North Tower? Is North Tower where we just were?
So if you look on your high pack there, there's a erroneous mark saying Lobo.
Yep.
Directly to the northwest of that is North Tower. So, and that's Rogers Pass through there.
Okay.
So we're trying to go from where we're at the IP, maybe directly north looking right now, to a flat spot where we might say that there could be a landing spot for a mooring, which could be basically anywhere. Then, yeah.
Okay, something in here.
Or maybe a little bit closer to the. It has to be within 70 meters of the IP.
Everywhere there. That's very close. That's like 10,
Danny,
15, 20 meters.
Take those castates out of there.
Okay.
Basically, we're going to do the line, maybe starting before where you are on a 20 degree, that's roughly 20 degrees going across, and then we're going to end up in this area that says seismometer chain 1, way up there where we've got
the next flat spot.
Yeah, so we're trying to go basically over the top of this biggest bump there, directly over top of it, and get the height of it, and then the height of the flat area in here where the seismometers are.
Okay. All right, and
something like that, yeah.
You want to orbit this?
Yes,
we want to orbit and want
record
the altimeter it and pressure depth it. If that makes any sense to you. Okay. So we want those three things so we can get the height of the prime goal is to find the central location of all the venting and the depths of before the southern end and the northern end, which are two flat areas. So
$5 bonus if you can set the other one up like that.
So it's pretty well right here.
Pick up.
We'd start right about there, right?
Yeah. Well, so do we want a DVL? Do we want a DVL reset like right on the IP, or are we okay where we are?
I'd set it right on the IP because then we know it's a physical spot, right? It's not a USBL spot where we may not be the same spot next time.
Okay, and for depth, how do you want to calibrate the depth?
I'm trusting the pressure sensor.
Trust the pressure sensor. So
it doesn't matter. It's all relative, right?
Yeah.
So if we nailed this depth, yeah, we don't care about the absolute depth. We care about the changes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to give you a DVL reset to the mark that I have?
No, to the known position that we are at right now, basically the IP.
The IP.
To the position that we are right now, not the waypoint that I have for your IP.
That's right. Because we'll be able to go back next year and start from this position because we visually see that it's not going to move. And if there's any change in USBL by 5 or 10 meters, it doesn't.
So Dan, now you can go sit on the IP.
Okay.
That way we have it. Yeah.
Roger.
I'm learning as you are, Dan.
I might need to go get that almond light.
The what? Sorry?
I said I might need to go get that almond light. Let's see what.
Oh, your light?
Don't worry. I'm learning too. I'm not. This is just trying my best.
I need a few more things for this survey. Supposed to record the altitude and probably the heading and our speed.
See if, sorry.
Yeah, we'll have all that.
Can I get that all from the, that's like for the start of the survey? So can I get that from the Herc screen?
Sorry, what do you need?
So we have all these attributes associated with the start of this survey, like the altitude and heading and latitude and launch.
Are we going to go move that grate?
I don't know how critical they all are, but
You won't be able to get it. You'll get a rough idea if you wanted to take those down, but it's going to be all recorded, right? So as long as we know at the start of the survey, it's going to record each at every second how fast it's going. But you can have a rough, if you're pulling them off, if you want to do that.
Yeah, well, okay.
But
so
don't ask the nav for it each time because we won't get it.
in order, well, it's just to talk about like what kind of survey it is. So, okay, first off, nav or ROV, is the Norbit ready to survey?
Jake's working on it as we speak.
So
oh, perfect. Thank you, Jake.
Okay. Actually, I'm seeing what Cassie put in yesterday, and she's our GIS lead, and she just had the altitude, actually, at
yeah,
the
and
beginning.
so we have a planned altitude of what, 20 to 30 meters? What's the what's the best for the Norbit?
Okay, can I reset your DVL
No,
then?
it doesn't. You can go as high as 20 to 30.
Okay, we don't want to go that high?
Yeah, we want to visually see everything.
Yeah, what use of photogrammetry?
We don't want to go 20
meters?
to 30?
2 to 3.
2 to 3, okay. So you can put a target height of 3 meters.
Target height, okay, I'll just put that in the comments.
Well, that's altitude. I'm giving you altitude.
But that's how we're gonna, oh, okay.
The heading.
I mean, yeah, I was just because this is new for us to track, so I just wanted to make sure I was getting everything that we needed. But yeah, it looks like, oh, actually, I think I'll need the ID, the next ID, but I'll ask Shore for that.
Well, I guess this isn't the start of our survey either. Our survey is going to start at the first no, I guess this is the start of our survey, but it's not going to be a single line. We're going to go kind of here, and then we're going to jog over Lobo. We're going to go to this flat spot, and then we're going to jog over, sorry, North Tower.
Over here.
What's that?
Can I move Atalanta right over here? Because it looks like we're going to head pretty much north from here.
Yeah, we're going to head like at maybe 10 degrees, and then we're going to sort of do a little elbow, and we're going to head essentially straight north.
Yeah, it has to be a reasonably straight line.
It'll be a straight line between them, but to get to the starting mooring might not be in line with from where we are now. You see what I'm saying? Like we're going to go from here to here, and that's going to be the cable lay. Then that might be where we put the first mooring, and then it's going to be a straight line from there to there.
You've got it.
Okay.
You've got it. That's so we want to nail this. Yeah, this 2 areas.
Yeah.
Whether it's back here or not. You know,
Bridge
something like that.
nav. Can we move 20 meters west, please? Thank you.
Now, our idea was to land it here, and you'll see when we get there, the first one there, and then come back here with the and line it up. So we'll have a double line up, but at least we'll have the heights.
Yep.
Even if we're slightly zigzagging.
That craft,
okay.
Or just turn off the hydraulics.
So the currents are always doing this.
Maybe not.
Shown by
Turn it back
Cobus,
on.
they just basically knock it down that way, knock it down that way.
I want to tuck it in as far as possible.
Like that?
Yeah, but see how the jaw's sticking out there? That's straight down.
And good morning to 3rd grade. They've been watching us for quite a while, putting in some notes. It says, hello from 3rd grade. So, hi 3rd grade. We were just having a quick discussion about how we're going to complete this next survey and
something like that. That's good.
deciding where we want to go.
Okay, you got the line where it is?
Yeah.
Now, we keep referring to this thing that Hercules is perched on as an IP. What does that stand for?
IP stands for Instrument Platform.
Instrument Platform. Hey, that's pretty straightforward. And it's perched on top. Good place to land. Get ready to do our next set of actions.
Video, where are we with the zoom on the HD camera? Are we all the way out and then just in a little bit?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Is that what you want, or do you want closer?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll not move this camera either for the survey. So I have a constant zoom and tilt position on the Zeus camera as well. Ideally, I might have to tilt up or down, but shouldn't have to do anything.
AJ or Steve, what are the two white little figures in the upper kind of left? They look like the things you come in the pizza box to keep the pizza box top open.
There's no Fabio here for that.
You can do it, Steve. You're a scientist.
They're larval traps, so they're basically just little tubes with chemicals in them to preserve and anything that falls into them. And basically larva is being shot out all over the place around here, and wherever they land, that's where they decide, is this good to grow here? If not, they can't grow there and they're done. And if it's good to grow there, they grow. And so we're just trying to figure out, what they are. So there's a couple different types of chemicals that are in there to preserve them for different types of chemical analysis.
I see. So some of this debris that's floating around us is obviously sediment and rust and things like that we've disturbed, but some of it's also potentially larvae?
I'd say most of it is actually something that's either bacterial fluff or, right now anyway, by what I'm seeing, or, not actual like pieces of rock. Just by the fact that they're not sinking. Generally the sediment will sink, and you can see right above us and in the corner of the cameras there's a lot of dark smoky stuff, and that's basically chemistry happening. We're in a big sort of chemical reactor right now. Things are changing all the time. Elements are finding other elements and doing their chemistry with them. And so there's things are changing pretty rapidly in the chemical world. This is grade 3? No, there's no one here. I'm talking to the world, right?
You are talking to the whole world.
Okay.
But there is grade 3 there as well.
Yes, exactly. I was going to say
there could
at
be
least one.
There's at least one grade 3, but there's probably one grade 1 and a grade 12 as well. Maybe.
And it looks like there's a couple enthusiasts, and someone would like to know what your favorite saltwater fish is, Steve.
I hate to say this, but the tastiest one is the the best.
And which
is a poor old Patagonian toothfish, which is overhunted, and because everybody else thinks it's the tastiest fish.
Does it have a culinary name?
Sometimes it's called Chilean sea bass.
Ah, but that's the Patagonian toothfish.
I believe so.
Okay.
I know that it's highly endangered, so it's a horrible thing to like. But and for that reason, I mean, that's a problem with carnivores. But it's definitely protected now. But there's still pirate ships. There's still people like. Well, I won't eat it, but. We could probably go higher if you need. We just want to keep visual. Yeah, I have no idea either. It's going to be a bit of a trial and error. We can come back. We can go north and then come back maybe with a better run.
Will you be able to change the view on that computer to the one where we can sort of see it live? Or do you need to have it in this view? Jake?
If you want, Jake. D-Lab. I didn't hear him. I had to put on D-Lab.
Hey, Jake, can you hear me? Oh, well, he did change the view, so thanks, Jake, if you can hear me.
Yeah, what's that? Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was sorry. I was just asking if you could change the view on the computer to the one that's cooler, and it looks like you did.
Yeah, I was just trying to finish some final settings.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, he's busy. Leave him alone.
Loud and clear, Jake. Don't worry.
For folks who are interested, that view that they're talking about is actually on number 3 feed. You can see it's the on orbit. And it does look pretty cool.
It's about to look a whole lot cooler.
Woohoo. And for anybody just tuning in, we are preparing for that survey. So just perched on top of this instrument platform, getting ready to head off.
How's our Atalanta move looking? Lynette?
So, AJ, as I was mentioning to Jake in the lab, if we can do the north as a test run, see how it works out, and then we're there, we have to come back anyway. We'll do it again on the way back.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get it way better. Or we'll at least have 2 measurements to say if they're totally off from each other, then we know we've blown it completely.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's smart.
So, Steph, you got that? Probably the only...
Sorry, what was that?
I'm just saying, we're going to likely go from here, probably almost north 20 degrees, go over top, and then stop, turn around, come back over again. So it's...
So is it really like 2 surveys?
I was just giving you that sort of,
Okay, good to know.
Otherwise, you won't be able to keep all those things. It's all being recorded. The altitude will be changing every second. Everything will be changing every second. You'll be having to write 50 things down every second.
Yeah, but I think if we just need to sort of summarize it with just one value.
I mean, if it's...
You could summarize that we're over top of North Tower, like in the log, right? Top of North Tower, and you can look at the...
Yeah, I can add an annotate. We have like
annotation would be better than the single numbers.
For the survey, we have like start, and then if it pauses or resumes, and then end. So I don't know if for your records
probably
also
pause
you'd like pause and then resume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, great. To turn around and come back. Yeah.
Okay.
And then anything you can log saying we're over massive amounts of plume. I'll be logging something. I'm logging in my own little book here, but...
Yeah, I can also ask Shore to help with the logging too, just if I'm busy with that.
Well, hopefully they've heard all this and the theory that we're trying to do and have a good understanding.
Yeah, thankfully, actually right now we have one of our GIS specialists